toward his phone. "What did you do?" he demanded. She swallowed hard. "No, but to make her look at him." Danielle's lips trembled. She's at Travis's house." Pause. Noah let go of her wrist, stepping back, his mind reeling. His pulse roared in his ears. "You let that bastard take our daughter?" he whispered, his voice dead. Noah Calloway had been in life-or-death situations more times than he could count. He'd faced enemy fire, been ambushed in war zones, and watched his brothers-in-arms bleed out in the dust. But nothing felt like the gut-wrenching feeling he had the moment he stepped inside his home in Savannah, Georgia. It didn't feel like home anymore. The scent was different. The air was colder. And the woman standing in the kitchen, his wife, Danielle, looked at him like he was a stranger. "Didn't expect you back so soon," she said, setting down her wine glass. Noah frowned. He had been deployed for months. No call. No texts. The woman who once sobbed when he left for the military now looked annoyed at his return. His instincts, honed from years of battlefield survival, screamed at him. Something was wrong. "Yeah, surprise," Noah said slowly, setting his duffel bag down. He glanced toward the hallway, listening. "Where's Lily?" Danielle's hesitation lasted half a second too long. "She's at a friend's." A lot. Noah knew it. He could read deception like a book. It wasn't just her words. It was the way she avoided eye contact, the way her hand trembled slightly on the wine glass, the way her shoulders tensed. Something was very, very wrong in this house. "I'll go check her room," he said, moving past her. Danielle stepped in front of him. "Noah, don't." He pushed past her. His boots thudded against the wooden floor as he stormed down the hallway. The door to Lily's room was slightly open, and the sight inside made his blood run cold. The bed sheets were wrinkled, the lamp knocked over, and something was off, like someone had been there in a hurry. His gut twisted. Where was his daughter? And then he saw it. A men's leather belt lying near the foot of the bed. This wasn't Lily's. This wasn't his. It belonged to another man. Who the hell had been in his daughter's room? Noah picked up the belt. The leather was expensive. Custom initials Teach, someone who thought they were untouchable. Travis Henshaw. The name dropped into Noah's mind like a hammer. He didn't know much about him, but he'd seen him before. Some slick, overconfident real estate mogul in Savannah. Rich, connected, arrogant. Noah's jaw clenched as he turned back to Danielle. Picked up the belt. Where the leather was expensive. His voice was low, controlled, someone who thought they were untouchable. Danielle hesitated. Travis Henshaw. The name dropped into Noah's mind like a hammer. He didn't know. His hand slammed against the doorframe. "Don't lie to me." She flinched, stepping back. But there was something else in her eyes. Not fear. Guilt. Noah grabbed his phone, dialing Lily's number. No answer. He texted. No reply. His stomach turned. Danielle's gaze flickered toward his phone. He caught it. "What did you do?" he demanded. She swallowed hard. "Noah, just calm down." Noah grabbed her wrist, not to hurt her, but to make her look at him. "Tell me where she is. Now." Danielle's lips trembled. She's at Travis's house." Pause. Noah let go of her wrist, stepping back, his mind reeling. His pulse roared in his ears. "You let that bastard take our daughter?" he whispered, his voice deadly. Danielle's eyes filled with tears. "It's not what you think." But Noah already knew. It was worse. Noah's fingers curled into fists as pure rage pulsed through his veins. He had spent years surviving war, watching his comrades fall, protecting the innocent, only to come home and find out the real war was right here. His wife had betrayed him. His daughter was in danger. And the man responsible? Travis Henshaw. He didn't need more details. He didn't need to know Danielle's excuses. He needed one thing: his daughter back. Without another word, Noah turned on his heel and stormed toward the door. "Noah, please." Danielle ran after him. "You can't just barge in there. Travis has." Noah whirled around, eyes blazing. "He has what? Money? Lawyers? Influence? You think any of that is going to stop me?" Danielle hesitated. She knew him too well. She knew the man she had married wasn't just a soldier. He was a trained hunter. A man who had taken down warlords, insurgents, and criminals who thought they were untouchable. Travis Henshaw had just made the biggest mistake of his life. Noah stepped out into the night, his mind already mapping the mission. Find Lily. Get her back. Make Travis pay. And this time there were no rules, no mercy. Noah Calloway's hands were tight on the steering wheel as he tore down the empty savannah roads, his headlights slicing through the thick night air. His pulse thundered in his ears, but this wasn't just rage. This was a mission. He had tracked men through jungles, hunted enemies through war zones where one wrong step meant death. But this was personal. His own flesh and blood, his daughter, was in the hands of a predator, and the only thing separating Travis Henshaw from a bullet in his skull was how fast Noah could get to him. His phone buzzed on the passenger seat. Danielle. He ignored it. Another buzz. A text this time. Please don't do this. You don't understand. Noah let out a bitter laugh. He understood everything. His wife had betrayed him, lied to him, let another man take their daughter. She thought she could talk him down? She thought words would stop what was coming? She had no idea who she was dealing with. His mind replayed Lily's room, the signs of struggle, the belt with Travis's initials. Noah's jaw tightened, his fingers flexing on the wheel. He knew men like Travis, untouchable in their own eyes. They didn't play by the rules because the rules never applied to them. But Noah? He was trained to eliminate threats. Tonight, Travis Henshaw became a threat. The large iron gates to Travis's mansion loomed ahead. Noah didn't slow down. He didn't even think. He slammed the gas pedal, the roar of the engine filling his ears as the truck crashed through the gates, metal bending like paper. Lights flickered inside the house. Noah was already out of the truck before it even rolled to a stop, his feet hitting the gravel hard. "I'm coming for you, Lily." And God help the bastard who stood in his way. Noah moved through the dark like a ghost, his body tight with adrenaline. The massive mansion loomed ahead. Inside, Travis Henshaw was about to meet his worst nightmare. He crouched near the bushes, scanning the property. Security cameras, high-end, probably motion detected. A state-of-the-art alarm system. Useless. Noah had disabled worse systems in war zones. A movement inside caught his eye. Lily. His breath caught. There, on the second floor, pressed against the window, looking terrified. She saw him. Her lips parted, but she didn't scream. Didn't wave. Good girl. She knew to stay quiet. Noah reached into his jacket, his fingers brushing over the cold steel of his knife. Guns were loud. Knives were personal. The front door was locked. Of course it was. Noah didn't hesitate. He went around the side, spotting the balcony leading up to the second floor. Easy climb. He pulled himself up, his muscles tensing with the effort, landing silently on the ledge. A noise inside. A low chuckle. Noah froze, his jaw tightening. Travis. His grip tightened around the knife. He could hear the bastard talking to Lily. His voice was smooth, condescending. "You know, your dad isn't coming, sweetheart," Travis murmured. "He doesn't care about you like I do." Noah's vision went black with rage. That was the last thing Travis Henshaw was ever going to say. Noah burst through the window. Glass shattered, a sharp explosion in the silence. Lily gasped, scrambling away, her tear-streaked face turning toward him. "Dad." Travis barely had time to turn before Noah's fist met his face. The sickening crunch of bone breaking filled the room. Travis staggered back, clutching his nose, blood spilling between his fingers. "What the?" Noah didn't let him finish. He lunged, tackling him hard, sending them both crashing to the floor. Travis struggled, grunting, but Noah was stronger, faster, angrier. He pinned the bastard down, his knife pressing against his throat. "You laid your hands on my daughter," Noah whispered, his voice lethal. Travis choked on his own blood. I didn't." Noah pressed the blade harder, drawing a thin line of crimson. "Lies." Lily was shaking behind him, pressed against the wall, but Noah wasn't done yet. Travis needed to feel fear. Noah grabbed him by the collar, dragging him up, slamming him against the wall. "You think your money makes you untouchable?" Noah snarled. "You think your power protects you?" He leaned in close, voice deadly. "You have no power here, Travis." Travis whimpered. Noah let him go, watching him slump to the ground, gasping for air. He turned to Lily, his voice soft. "Baby, are you okay?" Lily nodded, but her hands were shaking. "Did he touch you?" Noah's voice was not soft anymore. Tears filled her eyes. "He tried." Noah turned back to Travis, his vision red with rage. This wasn't over. Not even close. This was just the beginning. Noah had spent years mastering the art of war, studying enemies, breaking them apart piece by piece. But tonight there was no strategy, no protocol. This was pure instinct. And his instincts told him Travis Henshaw deserved to suffer. The bastard was on the ground, clutching his bloody face, fear creeping into his eyes for the first time. Noah could smell it. Noah crouched beside him, gripping Travis's shirt tight. "You like hurting little girls?" His voice was calm, too calm. The kind of calm that comes before a storm. Travis coughed, blood dripping down his lips. I didn't." Noah smashed his fist into his gut, knocking the wind from him. He leaned in, his voice a whisper. "You laid hands on my daughter. That means you're already dead." Travis choked, struggling against Noah's grip. His confidence was gone. The arrogance wiped away. Now he was nothing. Lily stood behind them, her arms wrapped around herself, her breath shaky. Noah turned his head, eyes locking onto hers. "Go to the truck, baby." She hesitated. "Now." Lily obeyed, disappearing down the hallway. She didn't need to see what came next, because Noah wasn't just going to scare Travis. He was going to by the throat and slammed him against the wall. He wanted him to feel helpless. "You thought you were untouchable," Noah murmured, his voice eerily quiet. Rich, connected, powerful. He tightened his grip, watching as Travis's face turned red. "You've never met someone like me, have you?" Travis gasped, clawing at Noah's hand. "Why you can't?" Noah let go, letting him crumple to the floor. "You think the law's gonna save you?" Noah stepped over him, tilting his head. "You've got cops in your pocket, right? Lawyers on speed dial?" He crouched down, staring him dead in the eye. "But here's the thing, Travis." Noah's voice turned sharp. "You don't need the law to protect you from me. You need God." Travis scrambled backward, panic in his eyes. Good. Let him feel hunted. Let him feel powerless. Noah reached into his jacket, pulling out a hunting knife. He turned it in his hand, the blade catching the dim light. "You ever kill a man before, Travis?" Travis's breath hitched. "Please." Noah pressed the flat of the knife against his throat. "I have." The room went silent. For the first time in his life, Travis Henshaw realized he wasn't the apex predator. Noah Calloway was. Noah's hands clenched around the knife, the weight of justice heavy in his grip. One move, one clean slice. He could end this now. But then footsteps. A voice. "Noah, stop." "Danielle." Noah didn't take his eyes off Travis, but his jaw clenched. "Get out of here, Danielle." She didn't listen. She never did. "If you do this, you're throwing your life away." Noah let out a slow, bitter laugh. His life had already been taken from him. "He hurt our daughter," Noah growled. "And you let him." Danielle flinched. "You chose him," Noah spat, his voice dripping with disgust. "Over me. Over Lily." Tears welled in her eyes. "I didn't know." "Bullshit." Noah turned back to Travis, his grip on the knife tightening. Travis whimpered. "I can make this go away. You want money? Power? I can." Noah drove the blade deep into the floor beside Travis's face, missing his ear by an inch. Travis screamed, his whole body trembling. Noah leaned in, his voice a whisper of death. "You don't get to beg, Travis." Travis whimpered. Noah grabbed him by the hair, pulling him forward, his voice deadly. "You have one chance to live. You disappear. You leave Savannah. You never come near Lily again." Travis nodded frantically. I swear." Noah smiled. "If I see you again," he twisted the knife in the floor. "I won't stop next time." Travis sobbed. He knew Noah wasn't bluffing. Danielle gasped, stepping forward. "Noah, let's go." Noah let go of Travis, shoving him back. Lily was waiting. This wasn't over. Not yet. But for now, Noah had won. For now. The ride back was silent. Noah gripped the steering wheel so tight his knuckles turned white. Lily sat in the passenger seat, staring out the window, arms wrapped around herself. She hadn't spoken since they left Travis's house. Noah couldn't blame her. The air between them was thick, heavy with everything unsaid. The headlights cut through the darkness, but inside the truck, it was just shadows. He wanted to say something. "Are you okay? Did he hurt you? I should have killed him." But he couldn't force the words out. Finally, Lily spoke, her voice barely a whisper. "Are we safe?" Noah's jaw tightened. "For now." She turned to him. "For now?" Noah exhaled through his nose. He didn't want to lie to her. Men like him don't let things go, Lily. He's not going to forget this. Lily's hands curled into fists in her lap. Then why didn't you kill him? Noah's grip on the wheel flexed. That question. That damn question. The truth? You wanted to. Hell, every cell in his body screamed for it. But something held him back. Her. Lily still needed him. If he killed Travis in cold blood, he wouldn't just be ending that bastard's life. He'd be throwing his own away. So he'd made a choice. One he wasn't sure he could live with. But he turned to his daughter, his voice steady. Because I'm not done yet. Lily didn't look away. She nodded. Neither am I. Noah swallowed hard. His little girl had changed tonight. And there was no going back. Danielle was waiting for them when they pulled up to the house. Her arms were crossed, her face pale. Noah barely looked at her as he climbed out of the truck. Lily hesitated, then got out too, stepping past her mother without a word. That silence was louder than any scream. Danielle flinched. Lily? She ignored her, heading inside. Noah shut the truck door hard. You don't get to talk to her. Danielle's eyes snapped to him. She's my daughter too. Noah let out a slow, humorless chuckle. You sure? Because from where I'm standing, you handed her over to a predator. Danielle's lip trembled. I didn't. Don't. Noah stepped closer, his voice low, dangerous. Don't you dare stand there and act like you didn't know what kind of man he was. Tears welled in her eyes. I made a mistake. Noah's laugh was bitter. A mistake? He took another step forward. You didn't forget to pick her up from school. You didn't burn dinner. You gave our daughter to a man like Travis Henshaw. Danielle's shoulders shook. I thought he loved me. Noah's stomach turned. He clenched his jaw, forcing the words out. You're pathetic. Danielle's breath hitched. He had nothing else to say. He turned, heading toward the house, but Danielle's voice stopped him. Noah, she whispered. He didn't turn around. Is this ever going to be fixable? Noah stood there for a long moment. Then, without looking back, silence was her answer. Noah sat in the dark. The living room was silent, the only light coming from the dim glow of the street lamp outside. Lily had gone to bed hours ago. Danielle had locked herself in the guest room. And Noah? He couldn't sleep. His mind was a battlefield, every thought another explosion. Travis was still alive. That bastard had money, connections. If Noah thought this was over, he'd be a fool. A phone vibrated on the table. Noah grabbed it. A known number. His stomach twisted. He answered. Yeah? Silence. Then a laugh. Oh, mocking. Noah's blood turned to ice. Did you really think it would be that easy, soldier? Travis's voice slithered through the receiver. You should have finished the job. Noah's grip on the phone tightened. Wherever you are, I'll find you. Travis chuckled. I don't think so. See, I know men like you. You play the hero. You follow the rules. But me? Pause. I make the rules. Noah's heart pounded. Lily, you come near my daughter again? Oh, I won't, Travis interrupted, his tone smug. But accidents happen, don't they? Cars crash. Houses catch fire. Sometimes people just disappear. Noah's veins went cold. You son of a bitch, he growled. Travis laughed again. See you soon, soldier. The line went dead. Noah slowly lowered the phone, his breath coming in sharp, controlled inhales. This wasn't over. Not even close. He stood up, his muscles coiled like a predator ready to strike. Travis had made one fatal had the chance. And now Noah was coming for him. No rules, no mercy, no second chances. Noah had made a choice. No more waiting, no more reacting. He was going on the offensive. Travis thought he was untouchable, that his money and connections made him a god. Noah was about to remind him that gods could bleed. He moved through his house with practiced silence, checking his weapons. His military-grade knife, sharp as hell, ready to slice through flesh like butter. His Glock, cleaned, loaded, deadly. Noah knew how to be a ghost, how to disappear, and how to make sure someone else never walked out of a room again. He sat at the kitchen table, staring at his phone. One call. That's all it would take. He had friends, men who owed him favors, ex-soldiers who had seen the same things he had, done the same things. Some of them had taken up normal lives after the military. Some hadn't. Noah wasn't calling for backup. He was calling to burn everything Travis Henshaw had built to the ground. The phone rang once, twice. Then a gruff voice answered, "Well, damn. Thought you were dead." Noah's voice was ice. "Not yet." Pause. "Then, who needs to disappear?" Noah's lips curled into something that wasn't a smile. "Travis Henshaw." Another pause. Then a dark chuckle. "That rich prick? Yeah, I've heard of him." Noah leaned forward. "I want every single thing he has taken from him. His money, his reputation, his safety. And when there's nothing left, a beat. I want his life." Travis sat in his penthouse, swirling whiskey in a crystal glass, smug as hell. He thought he had won. He thought his call had shaken Noah. He had no idea what was coming for him. No one knew how to hunt. And hunting started with isolating the prey. First step, cutting off every escape route. His contact, former intelligence now deep in the underground, had sent him everything. Travis's offshore accounts, the hidden businesses, the dirty cops he paid off, the weak points. Travis was rich, but Noah had something better. Strategy, discipline, and no fear of getting his hands dirty. Noah sat outside Travis's club, a high-end private spot where the city's elite came to play. Drugs, women, secrets. Tonight, it was about to become a war zone. Noah watched from the shadows as Travis's men moved outside. Bodyguards, security, armed. Nothing he hadn't taken out before. He checked his Glock. One silencer. No witnesses. His earpiece crackled. "You're clear," the voice on the other end said. Noah moved. Like a ghost in the night, he slipped through the alley, his knife slicing through the first guard's throat before the man even knew he was dead. He caught the second one in a chokehold, twisting until the body went limp. By the time he reached the back entrance, no one had seen a damn thing. Inside, Travis was laughing, drinking, thinking the world still belonged to him. He had no idea. The real owner of the night had just walked in. Noah didn't knock. He walked right through the VIP section like he belonged there, like he owned the place. Travis was lounging on a leather couch, a drink in his hand, two women beside him, a few of his men stationed nearby. His arrogant smirk froze when he saw Noah. The room went silent. Noah let the door swing shut behind him. "Travis?" Travis set his glass down slowly. His voice was controlled, but Noah could hear the tension. "You're brave, soldier." He gestured around. "Walking into my place, uninvited?" Noah smirked. "I don't need an invitation." One of Travis's bodyguards shifted, his hand moving toward his gun. Noah moved faster. He grabbed a bottle from the bar, smashed it against the counter, and before anyone could react, he had the jagged edge pressed against Travis's throat. The women screamed. The bodyguards reached for their weapons. Noah's voice was dead calm. "Try it. See how fast I cut his throat?" Travis's breathing hitched. He wasn't so smug anymore. Noah leaned in. His voice wasn't loud, but it was lethal. "I could have killed you in your sleep," he whispered. "I could have ended you 100 different ways before you even saw it coming." He pressed the glass deeper. Blood beaded against Travis's skin. "But I want you awake for this." Travis's eyes darted around, looking for an out. Noah smiled. "You're thinking, how do I get out of this?" He let out a low chuckle. "You don't?" The club erupted into chaos. Noah spun, knocking out the first guard with a brutal strike. Another lunged at him. Noah caught him, twisted his arm, snapping bone like a twig. Travis stumbled back, grabbing his bleeding neck, running. Noah let him go. Because this wasn't just about killing him. This was about destroying him. And Noah was just getting started. Noah knew men like Travis didn't fight their own battles. They hid behind money, power, and the kind of people who could make problems disappear. Like cops. And sure enough, the moment Noah walked out of the club, wiping blood from his knuckles, he heard the sirens. They were waiting for him. A row of black and white squad cars lined the street. Red and blue lights flashed, painting the night in warning signs. Officers were already out, weapons drawn. Not standard procedure. This wasn't an arrest. It was an execution. Noah didn't move. His muscles were still humming from the fight, adrenaline keeping him sharp. He scanned the scene, calculating. 4 officers. 1 inside a car. 3 outside. Then, a voice. "Well, look who it is." A man stepped forward, older, heavy-set, dead eyes. Sheriff been on the force for over 2 decades. One of Travis's people. Noah smirked, wiping a streak of blood off his jaw. "Ray." Hodges's lips curled. You really think you can just walk into this town and make your own rules? Noah shrugged. I don't follow rules made by cowards. Hodges' nostrils flared. You made a mistake coming after Travis? He motioned to his men. Get on your knees. Noah let out a slow breath. If they thought he was about to surrender, they didn't know who they were dealing with. Noah had two options, fight or die. The old Noah, the one who still believed in rules, might have tried to de-escalate. But that Noah was gone. He moved first. A single sharp motion. His elbow snapped back, hitting the officer behind him in the throat. The man gasped, staggered. Noah spun, disarming him in one fluid motion. Gun in hand. 1 second. That's all he needed. He fired at the next officer's knee, non-lethal, but enough to drop him. Sheriff Hodges took us away. Noah turned the gun on him. You think I'm scared of you? Hodges' fingers twitched near his holster. Noah clicked the safety off. Try it. Tension crackled between them. The other officers were groaning on the ground. Move. Then, a voice. Damn Noah. I leave you alone for a few years and you're already making new enemies? Noah's blood ran cold. That voice. A man stepped out from the shadows, lean, sharp-eyed, and grinning like he had all the time in the world. Cole Mercer. An old military buddy. And one of the deadliest men Noah had ever known. Noah didn't lower the gun. What the hell are you doing here? Cole chuckled. Saving your ass. Then he raised his own gun. Not at Noah. At Sheriff Hodges. Here's what's gonna happen, Cole said smoothly. You're gonna let my friend walk and we're gonna pretend this never happened. Hodges hesitated. Cole cocked his head. Or, I could put a bullet in your skull. Either works for me. Silence. Then Hodges lowered his weapon. Noah didn't wait. He turned, stepping toward Cole. What the hell are you doing here? He repeated. Cole smirked. Got a call. Heard you were going to war. Noah's jaw clenched. Damn right he was. And now, he had backup. Noah and Cole sat in a rundown motel room, weapons laid out on the bed. Cole leaned back against the wall, arms crossed. So, who is this Travis guy? Noah's hands clenched. A predator. Rich. Connected. He looked up. He hurt my daughter. Cole's smirk vanished. Then he's dead, Cole said simply. Noah nodded. That was the plan. But not yet. First, he had to dismantle Travis's world. Step 1. Burn his reputation. Noah pulled out a laptop. His contacts had delivered everything. Bank accounts, illegal dealings, offshore transactions. Cole whistled, looking over the data. Damn, this guy's dirtier than a sewer rat. Noah's jaw tightened. And Savannah's been letting him get away with it? Cole smirked. Not anymore. They started leaking everything. To the press. To the cops not on Travis's payroll. Within 2 hours, the internet exploded. By morning, Travis Henshaw would be drowning in his own filth. Noah wasn't just going to kill him. He was going to destroy him. Piece by piece. Noah had made his first move. Now it was Travis's turn. By morning, the internet was flooded with reports on Travis Henshaw. Illegal dealings, money laundering, trafficking suspicions. All of it was out. The city was buzzing, reporters were digging, and suddenly Travis wasn't just a wealthy real estate mogul. He was a man with too many secrets. Noah watched the news in the dim motel room, the glow of the TV flickering against the walls. Cole leaned against the dresser, arms crossed. You hit him where it hurts. Now he's gonna hit back. Noah didn't respond. He was already expecting it. The only question was how Travis would retaliate. The answer came sooner than expected. The motel phone rang. Noah's gut tightened. He answered. Yeah? Silence. Then Lily's voice. Trembling. Terrified. Dad. Noah's bloody. Where are you? His voice was steady, but his heart pounded. I don't know, she whispered. They took me. A male voice cut in. Smooth. Mocking. Travis. Well. Looks like the soldier made a mess. Noah's fingers curled into a fist. If you touch her, I swear to God. Oh, relax, Travis chuckled. She's alive. For now. Cole straightened, alert. Listen to me, you son of a bitch. No, you listen, Travis snapped. His voice darkened. You think you can expose me? Ruin me? You have no idea who you're messing with? Noah breathed slow. Controlled. Focused. What do you want? Travis's voice turned amused. That's the right question, soldier. Pause. I want everything you took from me. Fix it. Clear my name. Or Lily pays the price. The line went dead. Noah stood there, every muscle locked tight. Cole grabbed his jacket. We're going after her. Noah nodded, his voice low. And this time Travis dies. Noah had one goal now. Find Lily. Kill Travis. The rules didn't matter anymore. The law didn't matter. Nothing mattered except getting his daughter back. He grabbed his gear, checking his weapons. Cole was already moving. Where do we start? Noah's brain worked like a war map, analyzing possibilities, weaknesses. Travis needs a secure place to keep her, Noah murmured. He wouldn't take her to his house. Too public? Cole nodded. What about his business properties? Noah pulled up a map. Travis owned several warehouses on the outskirts of town. One of them had been used for storage. Cole leaned over. That's our spot. Noah's jaw tightened. We move now. Cole smirked. Damn, I missed this. They stormed out of the motel. Tonight, Travis was going to learn what true fear felt like. The warehouse loomed in the silent. Noah crouched behind a truck, scanning the area. Armed guards. Maybe more inside. Cole pulled out his gun. We going quiet? Noah's face was unreadable. Not tonight. No hesitation. They moved. Noah was a shadow, fast, lethal. He took the first guard down in a flash, knife slicing across the throat. The second barely had time to raise his weapon before Noah slammed him into the wall, snapping his neck. Cole took out two more silent shots, precision. Then the last guard tried to run. Noah didn't give him the chance. He caught him by the collar, slamming him to the ground, pressed his boot to his throat. Where is she? Noah growled. The man gasped. Inside, second floor. Noah didn't need more. He twisted the man's head. A sharp crack. Silence. Cole whistled. Remind me not to piss you off. Noah didn't respond. He was already moving, storming toward the warehouse doors. He was coming Lily. And nothing would stop him. The warehouse smelled like oil, sweat, and fear. Noah stalked through the darkness like a predator, his grip tight around his knife. His heartbeat was steady, his breathing even. He had been in worse situations before, but none of them had ever been this personal. Cole was at his back, his Lily. He moved faster, his boots silent against the concrete. Every second counted. He scanned the corridors, old storage crates, broken machinery. The building was massive, but he knew exactly where to go. Second floor. The guards were sloppy, arrogant, untrained. They thought they were protecting a rich man's secret. They had no idea they were about to die. Two men stood at the stairwell, guns drawn, laughing. Noah didn't hesitate. His blade sliced into the first one's throat before the man could even gasp. Blood sprayed the walls. The second man turned. Noah caught his wrist, twisted. The gun fell. A punch to the ribs, a knee to the face. Noah didn't stop, didn't let him breathe. He grabbed the man's head, slammed it into the railing. Cole exhaled. You're in a mood. Noah didn't answer. He was already moving. Lily was waiting. The second floor was lined with offices, broken glass, old rusted furniture. At the end of the hall, a locked door. Noah could hear her. Lily. Cry. Something inside him snapped. He didn't wait. He stepped back, lifted his boot, and kicked the door open. The room was dim, the air stale. And there she was, his little girl. Her wrists were tied, her face streaked with tears, but she was alive. Dad. Noah's heart clenched. He crossed the room in seconds, cutting the rope around her wrists. I got you, baby, he whispered, brushing her hair back. His hands were shaking. Then, a sound behind him. The barrel of a gun pressing against his head. Noah froze. A slow, mocking chuckle. Did you really think it would be that easy? Travis. Noah didn't move. Travis's gun was pressed against his skull, but Noah didn't feel fear. Just rage. Travis smirked. You've been a real pain in my ass, soldier. Lily whimpered behind Noah. That sound fueled the fire inside him. Noah slowly raised his hands. Not surrendering. Calculating. You really think you're getting out of this? Noah murmured. After everything? Travis leaned in, his breath hot against Noah's ear. I don't need to get out of this, he whispered. I just need to make sure you don't. Mistake. Noah moved fast. He twisted, knocking the gun aside. Travis fired. The bullet grazed Noah's shoulder, but he didn't stop. He slammed his fist into Travis's face. Once, twice. Travis stumbled back, blood dripping from his mouth, fear in his eyes for the first time. Noah stepped forward. "You kidnapped my daughter." A punch to the gut. "You threatened my family." Another punch. Travis gasped, doubling over. Noah grabbed him by the collar, slammed him against the wall. "You are done." Travis coughed, laughing through the blood. "You think this ends with me?" Noah didn't flinch. "No. But it starts with you." He drove his knife into Travis's chest. Travis gasped, eyes wide, mouth open. Noah twisted the blade. Lethal. No mercy. Travis choked. His body sagged. Noah let him fall. He turned to Lily, his voice soft again. "Let's go home." It was over. Noah carried Lily out of the warehouse, her small arms wrapped tightly around his neck. She wouldn't let go. He didn't blame her. Cole followed closely behind, gun still raised, scanning the darkness. He knew better than to believe it was truly over. The air outside was thick, too still. The kind of quiet that made the hairs on Noah's arms stand up. He had spent years in war zones. He knew when a fight was done. This wasn't done. Noah gently set Lily inside the truck, brushing her hair back. "We're going home." She nodded but didn't speak. Cole climbed into the passenger seat. Noah slid behind the wheel, muscles still coiled. More times than his phone rang.